didn't. Now I do. All right. All right, call to order, 6:31 p.m. Rocco Ferriolo, board member, present. Bill Pinto. Here in spirit. Amanda Lamb.
Here.
Amy Santiago.
Here.
Fernando Casale. Here. And the Sean O'Connor. Hi. All right. Reading and approval of the previous month's minutes. Fernando was working on them. We're going to shelf those for next month. Give everybody an opportunity to take a look at them and make sure they're accurate so that we can accept and approve them at the next meeting. Treasurer's report. Amanda, for a recreation program.
Okay, so the beginning balance for the recreational checking account was $33,053.28, and the ending balance was $52,577.24. The beginning balance for the recreational savings was $10,684.42, and the ending balance was $10,684.77.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report. Beginning balance for the rec checking was $33,053.28. Ending balance $52,577.24. For the savings, beginning balance $10,684.42. Ending balance $10,684.77. This is for the month of June.
I'll second the motion.
All righty. Any objections? All righty, the treasurer's report for the recreation program for the month of June 2026 will be accepted and approved. Registrar and referee report. Our registrar and referee assigner, Shinoy Ragaraj, is unable to make it today, so we will discuss things at our next meeting. Open comments from membership. Well, that one lady last month isn't here today.
Yeah, she stayed home tonight.
So, all right, unfinished business. Field update. Ron, if you can provide any update with regards to field availability for well, not even so much field availability for the project's beginning. If there's any further update on that.
Well, you said project, you're speaking about the turf?
The turf project?
Yeah. No, we haven't got back with the grant yet.
All righty.
We haven't heard anything yet, so.
All righty. And if at all possible, when anything does become available, if you guys can give us just a quick heads up. There's so many things that are pending on that.
Right.
And that is the largest variable that we have to, for all of our planning. We have decided to begin the fall recreation season on August 11th, the first practice, which is 3 weeks earlier than we would normally start the season, in anticipation of trying to help expedite the turf project, maybe enable it to get started a little early, whatever the case might be. So and I'm going to skip a little bit just to kind of tie everything in together a little, but if we're anticipating our first practice to be August 11th, what we're looking at is our first game being August 23rd, our last game being October 4th, and our final weekend, our final playoff game on October 11th. And for our last regular season game to be on 10-4, that is going to mean our season is going to be 7 weeks long, which means we're going to need 3 weekends of Saturday, Sunday in order to accomplish that. And Bill and Fernando, I'm going to ask Fernando to kind of help Bill out with how the scheduling works with all of the recreation stuff.
Well, remember, that's kind of depending on teams.
Yes, and
As soon as you have an idea, teams per divisions, that's what I can tell him what times.
all right, and my only, and there's going to be some little things involved with the scheduling that I'm going to ask. So September 14th and September 28th, we will exclude those 2 Sundays from being Sunday games. I had discussed with my advisor earlier, and we were able to determine that those would probably not be good days during the season for just a variety of logistical issues. So no September 14th, no September 28th. All other Sundays are on the board.
It'll be over by then.
Yeah, we'll be good. October 11th actually works out well with the season ending, October 11th also. Coaches meeting for rec will be July 28th, Ron, at 6 o'clock. And I believe I already sent a request for that. 50 chairs, 3 head tables, dry erase. Parent meeting will be August 9th at 11 a.m. And the Meet the Team meeting will follow that at 12 p.m. Yes, that would be a ginormous improvement from years past. Oh my God, I didn't even know you were here.
It's like paper size like this.
Scared the heck out of me.
Yeah,
And you want me to laminate them?
I can laminate it, don't matter.
I can do
I
that.
can do them at work too. We'll just need to know the coaches and the age groups
All right,
so we can get the signs ready.
Yeah.
all right.
And I can just hold it up so that, not like last season, I was hunting down and I didn't know who they were.
That was tough. Yeah, that was tough.
Double
Last
sided.
season was tough.
I think it'd
For
be
that
better if
meeting, you're
they're
gonna have
double-sided.
Oh, yeah,
help for the
absolutely,
competitive coaches?
In case.
I'm sorry?
You're gonna have help for the competitive coaches?
For,
the meeting?
for the meeting? Well, if you notice, I haven't had the coaches meeting, which would be at 1 o'clock.
No.
It would be,
You're gonna have competitive coaches helping when we have the meeting with the parents.
that's what I'm saying. The competitive coach is helping with our clinic.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying. If you notice, I haven't gotten it here.
No, but I'm not talking about that. If they're gonna be assisting us on
Probably
the
not.
meetings.
Nah.
Because we can have them all over the place with the club tents.
That is,
We can divide the groups by tents.
our availability of game dates is going to be so limited to start the season off. I would be shocked if any coach won't have a game on that Saturday. You know, and then again, just because we're trying to front load the comp games, they should all be playing.
So no coaches clinic, or you working on that?
Still debating.
Gotcha.
Still debating that one. New business for the rec program. I'm still recruiting coaches. As we sit here today,
Coach?
I already have all 6 U19 coaches, all 6 U14 coaches, 7 out of 8 U12 coaches, 2 out of 4 U10 girls coaches, all U10 boys coaches,
How many?
8, maybe 10, I forget. It was 10 last season, wasn't it? So 10. U8, I believe there's 8 or 10 spots, I only have 2 coaches. And U6, 10 spots, and I only have 2 coaches there. So with the exception of the 2 age groups, U6 and U8, pretty much every age group's been already filled, which is awesome for the fall to be done that quickly. So,
Can you give Amanda and I the number for 2 U6 teams that are already good and 2 U8 teams
yes,
with the scholarship thing?
yes, and I'll send you guys the updated list. I sent you the rec one already, or no, just the comp one I sent you? All right.
Did you check with Steele? Because they were leaving, but they're staying now.
I spoke with him on text, and they were deciding and what they were going to do. He was going to speak to his wife, and I haven't heard back from him yet.
I mean, they moved out of their house, but they're living on somebody's property in their camper.
All right,
They were going to travel, but then they decided no.
all right, good. So that'll be a good one because I believe he's in the younger age groups. So that'll be good.
And I might have another one for you, too.
All right, good. The more the merrier. Going to start creating the teams beginning this week. Usually takes about I'd say about 3.5 weeks. So I'm kind of pushing it right now, considering that the rec coaches meeting is going to be even, boy, everything's just so close. So our numbers down so far, they are down by about 200 kids. Granted, we are still a month out of the season. So I've just started trying to figure out why numbers are down. And a lot of people are still vacationing, out doing their thing. The early start, I think, is going to hurt us. That's the first week of school, I believe.
Yes.
So people may be a little hesitant to jump into something immediately when school starts. And then what I think is another big thing is there's so many unknowns. And despite us doing our best to communicate with people, whether it's at the award ceremonies or, just throughout everything else, explaining to them that they're still going to get the 10 games and, we're still going to be able to play and it's not going to be a broken up season. There's still some hesitation because, they're wondering, is it going to be a shortened season? Are we going to have fields? What's going on? And I think a lot of people are just afraid that this might be a chaotic season. And it's kind of holding us back. That's why if we can just get some kind of assurance or just proximity of dates, and we can kind of get that out to people where this is definitely what's going to be happening with our season, and don't worry, and just,
So it seems to me that you're more stressed about the turf, that what you're banking on, that you're concerned and worried that people will not be.
No, our concern, because we're front loading everything to make more time for the turf project to get completed, so then we can get back to playing on time for the spring season.
Okay.
So we've kind of pushed everything up, and we've let everybody know that there's going to be, a turf project that's going on, but, don't worry, the season's still going to go in place. We're going to have to make some modifications. We're going to start earlier. We may have to do some Saturday, Sundays on a couple of the weekends. So it's a little bit different experience for them. And people, some people don't like change. I'm one of those people. And it's it's just, the more information we have, not only the better that we can plan, but the more assurance we can give everybody that, hey, this is the definitive game plan, and this is how we're going to proceed moving forward.
So I think you should just move forward with the fall schedule, how you normally do it. Because with grants, grants take time. I'm not sure how long the grant been going on, but I know we haven't heard anything bad pertaining to the grant. So I don't want to continue to wait and feel like, the season almost here in 3 more weeks, your first practice. So, I mean, you should just move forward with your fall schedule.
Well, we are. It's just been modified and moved up.
Gotcha.
And that was with previous discussions, with, the folks at the village. They also suggested if we were to create that bigger time period, that might be advantageous for us. So that's where we're sitting. Let's see.
I did go through the list yesterday, and there's over 100 that have not finalized their registration.
Well, we always get the late run. I mean, I know we're going to get a bunch.
I got you.
Yeah. So,
We got uniform.
I'm not concerned that we're not going to get a mad rush towards the end. I'm just a little concerned that we're not going to
Now, just for the record,
continue with the growth.
I received like 3 calls today, people they thinking that we still are in early registration. Saying, no, if you need in the next 2 weeks,
Yeah. Somebody emailed me about early registration.
And sent
So
email
I need
out,
to have,
and I told him to contact
I
you.
need to have that day too. What day because the meeting is the 28th.
Meeting's the 28th.
How many days back you need to finish the teams? So we can
If the meeting is on a Monday, that Saturday before.
so 3
Has
days.
to be- has
3 days you can do all the teams.
No, the 3 days will be for me to add those the latest
Well, that's
people.
my point. When we cut it, or you already started doing the
I want to be able for the coaches meeting have as up to date of a list as possible to give to the coaches. I don't want too many people registering after the coaches meeting. So
that's gonna happen.
it's going to happen, but we can minimize it. It just makes it easier.
So you say the closing is gonna be like I said, Friday. We're
Um,
gonna have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to finish the teams.
Yes, but I will not be very happy like when I'm making teams and I'm pretty much done and then people are still, and I'm still having to add on.
I'm gonna add in the waiting. I'm gonna do the waiting list.
Yeah, he does it the way he does it then.
Don't worry about that.
It'd still be nice, though, to have as many as possible for the coaches meeting.
So like you say, I'm just worried that 2 or 3 days is gonna be enough for you to finish the team.
So do it the 7/28, the day the coaches meeting.
The teams will, I'm not waiting until the last 2-3 days. I'm going to start,
Oh, before.
I'm starting like probably tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, where I start doing them. So I shall be towards the end that weekend before, so that I can start printing everything out.
The last day is gonna be the Friday.
Before the coaches meeting.
That's what we can tell people.
Saturday we close it.
That'll be waiting list will start on Friday, or on Saturday.
This would be the perfect year to have a hard deadline.
Oh, we have been.
Really? Because Mr. Sign him up late? No, I'm saying this is it. I've talked about this for 20 years, but like,
He's worse than me, just so you know.
oh, I know. No, I'm talking about going the other way, though. The way I wanted to do it was shut it off and it's done.
Yeah.
And then come back next year, and you know what? They'll sign up on time next year. They will.
That's not gonna happen.
Sure. Yes, they will.
For those of you who haven't met Sean O'Connor yet, this is Sean O'Connor.
Advisor, not board member.
Board member advice.
Absolutely no responsibility here whatsoever. I don't vote.
That'll
Sure.
be, and that's going to depend on scheduling, what Saturday and Sunday weekend we have, because it'll have to be like a Sunday. Pick a Sunday for pictures.
She's picking 21st.
International Day of Peace.
21st of what month?
That's
International Day of Peace,
and
When?
September.
September
21?
21st, and that's right in between.
Why you don't do the 14th?
Because there's no games on the 14th.
I give you one responsibility, Fernando.
And like 9/7, that's going to.
Hey, we do the pictures, you say no games, you don't say nothing about pictures.
Yeah, people are going to want to come.
No, yeah, plus we do our sponsors, so they want it
Yeah,
to be
Sean
busy.
brings up a good point, though. Is that going to be enough time? September 14th to October 11th.
If you do the 3 weekends, it will.
What, for the pictures?
No, for the pictures, for
They
painting
only
it,
need
the
2 weeks
pictures
to do
back.
the pictures, Mal. They said 2 weeks to process and get them all done.
That's it? 2 weeks?
No, we can do September 7th if you don't want to go all the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go really early. So it's either the 21st or the 7th.
I'd do the 7th.
I say let's do the 7th.
Yeah.
And the reason I say let's do the 7th is if somebody wants to register that late, they're not going to be in the pictures. And number two, we won't have to deal with any of those. I never got my picture and we're already finished because we had a couple of those kind of deals. And then it's tough when we're all out of soccer mode.
Well, it'd be good too for comp, because that's like the beginning of the seasons.
Yeah, yeah. That'll work. September 7th.
September 7th, done.
All righty.
And then we'll have.
I believe we have a Monday night. It's a Monday night one anyways, right?
That'll be, so we're going with the 7th, right?
8th,
Okay.
isn't it?
Playoffs, don't worry.
Isn't that Baltimore? All right. All
Listen,
right.
Mr. Advisor. He's
All righty.
advising.
Does anybody else have anything with the recreation program?
And then I'll tell Payne that we need the trophies by the 9th, latest October 9th.
Latest
The finals are
October.
going to be the 11th.
Yeah, and let's not order trophies until we talk about what kind of trophies and everything. The quality was absolutely horrible this past. And I mean, I'm handing them out. They're just, here you go, and they're just breaking. So we was pretty consistent, and didn't really matter. So we have to get a game plan, where our price point is still in a competitive area, but with a much better quality. The quality of them has decreased over the last couple of years. So, all righty, do we want to do anything here?
I'd like to put a motion to end the recreational portion of our meeting at 6:52 PM.
Motion?
All righty, our recreation portion of the board meeting is adjourned at 6:52 PM. Call to order competitive portion of the board meeting at 6:52 PM. President's report and DLC report. After tryouts, and we are creating teams. Teams are pretty much all created, a couple of add-ons here and there. We are now in the process of getting information so that we can register the teams for the various leagues that we're involved in. We'll be participating in the National League Premier 1 Sunshine Conference, Florida State Premier League, the Florida League, the South Florida United League, and the Elite Development Program. And team placement will be placed on a variety of factors, which we will decide on. We've gotten the recommendations, and ultimately we'll make the final decision on that. Treasurer's report for the competitive program.
Okay, so for the competitive program, the competitive checking accounts started, beginning balance was $82,637.41, ending in $161,323.79. The competitive savings accounts, beginning balance was $50,052.95. And the ending balance was $50,054.60. The stipend account started and ended with $223.75.
What was the cents on that?
75 cents.
Okay, thank you.
And that was for June, month of June.
Make a motion to accept the financials, treasurer's report for June. Competitive checking started at $82,637.41, ended with $161,323.79. The savings account started with $50,052.95, ended with $50,054.60, and the stipend account was $223.75, beginning and ending.
The treasurer's report for the competitive program for the month of June, month ending June 2025 will be accepted and approved. Registrar referee report, again, we will shelf that. League reports, at this time, nothing to discuss. Open comments from membership. Yeah. I couldn't see, was that hand up? No? Okay. Unfinished business. Here's where things start getting very sticky here now. We have to make a determination between level 1 versus level 2 background requirements for this season. And the reason is you've got too many hands in the pot, so to speak. So we were supposed to start level 2 background requirement beginning this season. Governor DeSantis got involved and pushed that back where that requirement wouldn't be needed until next year. So we had decided, let's go ahead and move forward with only doing level 1, just because of the cost savings that we would have. Since then, I have been advised for certain field usage, namely the Seminole Palms, that Palm Beach County originally was requiring the level 2 background when that's what was required. And then when DeSantis made his order, they dropped it down, the requirement down to level 1. However, some of the other providers using Palm Beach County fields had already began doing level 2. So rather than create chaos, they just said, the heck with it, we're just going to keep it at level 2. Now, we cannot step foot on Seminole Palms until we have level 2 background checks. So, was doing some thinking, and the way around this, and not because we're trying to be sneaky, but because we're trying to be as cost efficient as possible. What I think I would like to do, and Bill and Shanoy, you guys will have to get together, and probably Vanessa, to figure out how we do this and get a process and the whole deal. I'm thinking of requiring only the coaches that I assign over at Seminole Palms to complete the level 2 background check. This way, we fulfill the requirement for the county to use their fields, while at the same time, we're kind of learning how to do the process while not having to do over 100 people at one time.
Yeah, because that would run us, for 80 people, would be an additional $1,200 a year. Add another 20 to that. You're looking at about $1,400, $1,500 right there if you were to do everybody level 2.
Well, now, keep in mind, we're talking our rec coaches, our comp, everything.
giving you for 100 people.
But I'm just saying, if we were to go straight across for the club, now we're looking at, you're talking 45 versus 60. And then from what I understand, in addition to the level 2 requirement, next year, when it's supposed to become mandatory for everybody, that process is supposed to change again. They're talking about it, and if that's the case, that means that $65 and the fingerprinting and all that stuff, you're going to have to redo that for whatever the new system is that they come in with.
I think they're going to get a lot of pushback at AGM. I'm already hearing the scuttlebutt around already, because they said the estimated cost, if they were to do that, would go to $130 a person. and a majority of the clubs cannot afford that. They don't have the luxuries of some of us clubs that are bigger. So I don't think that's going to fly, but we won't find out. I will be at AGM this year, so I will be attending that meeting and voicing my opinion on that.
All right, all righty.
My only question is, if you do the coaches only that are going to be at Seminole, then you'd have to keep those same coaches fall and spring at Seminole only.
Correct, correct. But I will know what the field availability is, because currently we're looking at field 9 for the fall, and I had everything lined up for summer where we are going to get an extra field up until it just, things fell apart.
Because I was going to suggest only coaches. I would not do coaches.
Well, it would have to be, but it's
Seminole's gonna be some issues.
It's got to be coaches and managers.
Yeah, Seminole's definitely going to have.
Why would the managers, because they're not really.
I don't want any perception of one of the adults that's out here dealing with the kids, that's a coach. We're just going to play it safe.
Just the teams that
Coach,
are-
assistant coach, and manager of any team practicing at Seminole, we'll do the level 2 for.
There's no better like a separate competitive and rec.
I'm sorry?
We do level 1 and
Yeah.
competitive level 2. Don't matter the practicing cats.
We can
So
do,
we're gonna go to a different parks all over the place, and maybe the other parks require level 2.
Then that wouldn't be on us.
no, they can't do that. You can't override the governor, so to speak, where I mean, the people using your facility that you are you're providers, but you can't dictate other people coming to your park, can you? I don't.
So if they do that in
Yeah,
Seminole,
you can.
Not gonna do that.
You can, depending on the city and the club, depending on where they're at, they can put their own requirements in place. What I would suggest possibly
But
look at.
there's no way FYSA wouldn't be able to operate. There's no way you would be able to have a competitive program if you're telling people you can still do level 1. So our state association is telling us we can do, and then it depends on where we play, whether or not we can play. That makes no sense. So,
Yeah, like us going to Boynton, and then Boynton says, no, you can't play because your coach is in level 2.
so how long of a process is this? If we did decide then just to do all of the competitive program, how long of a process is this
Fingerprinting,
going to be?
well, first of all, they would have to go get fingerprinted at one of the places that are on the list. The fingerprints normally go to FDLE.
We have to
rather.
go to.
You have to go to a place that is, unless,
But what is it, like a vendor's list, so to
Yeah,
speak?
so there's a vendor's
whose
list.
vendor list is this?
we would have to get the vendors list from one of the FYSA-approved vendors that they allow us to use.
Shanoy might have put
Yes.
on that email.
So why do we have to use a FYSA-approved person and not just a,
Because they will not accept that. I can tell you right now,
we can't use a law enforcement agency?
no, nope. Tried that years ago. They shot it down. I'm also a referee with the High School Association. I have a level 2 with the high school, and they will not accept that either. So that's one of the issues that we run into, which makes things difficult.
That's what I'm saying. They're charging 65.
The only other thing I could
fingerprint
suggest-
people are probably charging them like $20, and they're probably paying $45.
The only other thing I could
so.
suggest is maybe when you talk to the people with the county, because of the whole cost, see if
Well,
they'll
I have a meeting with them because I'm going to try to plead my case with.
see if they'll allow for one person, 1 or 2 coaches to have that level 2 at the site. And if they're on site while the practices are going on, maybe they'll give you a little bit of a waiver on that.
But that's what I'm thinking, why only the head coach can have level 2?
That's what I was thinking, just a head
And the
coach.
manager have level 1.
Because they're really not training
Yeah, but
the managers. I mean, they don't really get involved
They
during
have the
practices
they
too
have the
much.
background, but they don't have level 2, the managers.
because they are volunteers, or not even volunteers,
involved with the team.
they're dealing with children. All this stuff that has gone on recently, and then you had.
Your friend.
And yeah, that's good. Wow, on, just incredible. Hold on, let me call that ICE agent real quick.
That is actually, don't laugh. Don't laugh. That's actually a problem going on right now with registrations with some of the clubs. We're seeing a lot more of these
Miami
pseudo
has a
clubs
hard
that are popping up right now that are not part of the state association. And when I talk to these different people, like from the Florida leagues and some of these other clubs that are popping up right now, I ask them the why, and they say that a lot of people are afraid. They don't want to have this information in the system because they think ICE is going to show up at the field and round them up. So that is a very, very big problem. One of the clubs that we're having a problem with that right now in the adult leagues is Divas and
At
Dudes.
least the rosters will be more accurate
Legit.
then. I mean, instead of these bogus, birth certificates and.
I can tell you, I had to disallow one club in the Enigma tournament on Memorial Day weekend because the club refused to give us rosters and passes. And then when they pulled me to the side, they're like, well, they're afraid of this. I said, the rules are you have to have this or you can't. So they had to withdraw last
Yeah,
minute.
well, that's also, that's just a tool that they're using to try to avoid other
course.
things. They just, that's, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, just do the level 2 for the competitive and be done with it?
I think that's a start.
Unless you can
It's
talk
gonna be a lot
to
of
the
work.
county, yeah, unless you can talk to the county and say just the coaches
I
at level 2 and have all managers.
But that's, I don't think
assistant
that's,
When are you meeting with them?
I don't think that's you need a permission from the county. It's like the whole program, I mean, the people that are there have to be background, you know what I mean? It's like a
It
coach.
is a background check, it's just not fingerprinted.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying, like, if there's people in our competitive program, like, so what, let's say Amy is a board member, she's not affiliated with the team or that, she's gonna be required to have a level 2 when she has nothing to do with, the field, or going to the field, so.
Not for Seminole.
Do we know if?
So
there's
just
any-
take a quick vote here. Just who thinks it should be only coach, assistant coach, and manager of each team that's practicing at Seminole? Show of hands for that one. So that's 3, 4. And how about the other,
I go with head coaches only, all the head coaches.
well, that's not one of the options, though.
Coaches, because a lot of times the head coaches aren't always there.
Everybody.
That won't work because the other person is on the field with them. Good for Nick. I'm gonna have to separate Fernando and Sean. I'm not sure I want them sitting next to each other anymore.
Is there any?
But nobody's going to stand there and go, let me see a background check. They're not going to do that.
Like, can they come here to us?
And I'm every single,
Has that even been broached?
What do you mean?
I tell you, I go to Seminole every weekend. I referee the adult
They
leagues.
were
And
not allowing it. They're only
I can tell you right now, they don't want the background checks. None of them.
That's what
You
he was
just-
saying.
So if there's.
And there can't be somebody that comes to us
Right,
to
can
do
the
the prints.
approved vendor
We have to go
come?
to them.
FYSA is pretty loose on accepting things. You really have to have that conversation with Jackie. She's pretty loose with it. It's the whole thing is she likes to go back 10 years. That's her big thing. That's why we're having such an issue with the state of Florida right now, because there is a thing called the national background check, which is a lot cheaper, that is utilized in 49 other states that's acceptable, which is equivalent to a level 2. But they only go back officially 2 years. Now, when we were at the local AGM, Jackie's like, well, we go back to 10 years, but here's the thing. It shouldn't really make a difference because if somebody gets arrested, it automatically flags anyway. So I don't know why they want to push the issue this way. If there's an issue, it's going to pop up. And if they're already a convicted, registered sex offender, they're going to be in the registry anyway, and you'll know them anyway, but you do.
Wow.
Well,
I'm just getting pounded.
they'll be like, well, he's one of my clients. He's no good. Well,
What kind of racket are we
Hey,
today?
all right.
It's officially my last night.
We're gonna end this discussion. Bill, can you get in touch with Shinoy and figure all that out? Boy, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to have all that information
like
for
to start
tomorrow's meeting,
I could try to call him. I don't know if we'll have the information by tomorrow night's meeting.
unless you
He's
want to.
working late tonight, he said.
Yeah, that's why he's not here.
Yeah.
Unless
I mean,
you,
we could probably, I could ask him to set up maybe a phone call between all four of us
all righty.
tomorrow, during the day before the
Tomorrow
meeting.
during the day or something, or,
That's
but I
fine.
wanted you to also, or Shinoy, be
yeah.
able to like talk to Jackie too, just to get some additional information,
Well, that's a lovely conversation.
you
We
know?
could have the meeting, the four of us.
And then just
he
call
could-
Jack.
Whoever,
Alrighty.
call Jackie after.
All righty,
What time
let's
would you want it
do
to be
that.
around?
Doesn't,
'Cause I have to set it up for him tonight, for tomorrow.
call
Your schedule.
somebody.
Yeah,
Morning,
hold on, let me
afternoon,
tell you what, I could tell you right now, because he knows what my schedule is normally, trust me. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's the
Wednesday, 16th.
16th. I got stuff going on, I think only at one time tomorrow.
I'm probably good between 10 and 12.
I got something at 9:30, so by 10 o'clock, 10:15, I should
Alright.
be good. And I don't do afternoon meetings, so that's wide open for soccer. You know, you know how the other place interferes with our soccer stuff.
We're all gonna lose our jobs.
I don't schedule meetings after 12 o'clock for that place, you know that.
So around 10:30, 11?
It's like 10:30. 10:30 is
Okay, so
perfect.
10:30 meeting. I'll see if I can set up a Zoom or a Teams.
I got a Teams account, so either way, let me know.
I don't have that. I don't do
He
that
doesn't do
stuff.
that, he only does Zoom.
I'm just a Zoom guy. You know, us
It's just,
people.
all you gotta do is just hit accept and it pops up on the screen.
Is that, do I have to do anything?
Nope.
I don't have to register and I just hit a button?
That's it.
All right.
Just like you do with Zoom, same thing.
All right, so I don't need the app or anything?
No, you shouldn't have to. You could do it right online, on your phone. Just,
All right, so something will just, a link will pop up, I hit the
I'll
link and I'm
send you
good.
the link.
All right,
Click on it and then,
Yeah.
and that's it, okay, whatever you guys want then, that's fine. As long as it doesn't require me to do anything technical. All righty. I feel like we didn't really accomplish anything on all of that, but, game scheduling, for competitive, Bill, we're looking at probably 8:23 to 10:11 would be the front load part.
well, here's the thing, they're still doing the registrations with the leagues. I'd like to send an email out to the leagues asking them to schedule all of our home games as soon as possible so we can get them front-loaded. The only issue is right now, I can tell you that, some of the clubs I assigned for right now, the first set of games that I'm seeing is actually on September 6th for one of the leagues. I have not seen anything for TFL, South Florida, or any of the other ones yet. They typically don't usually start till like the second week of September because of the registration periods with a lot of the clubs.
All
But
right.
we can ask them to.
Well,
and-
let's just use regardless of when it actually does start, we'll say 8:23 being the earliest. I mean, so whenever it is. And we'll say we'll go until like October 11th. And then that period would that October 11th moving forward till we don't normally start the rec season till like President's Day week in February, which is like February middle, whatever. So I was thinking for comp, maybe start comp back up again February 6th. Thinking, yeah, so February
President's Day is
6th.
the 15th this year.
15th, all right, so that's when rec will start. So we'll start competitive games at home again February 6th. Does that sound about right, Ron? So we're basically shutting down from October 11th to February 6th.
You're gonna have
hoping
to
that
let-
that's it.
You're going to have to let at least the NPL Sunshine and FSPL know because once they set their schedules, they're hard set. They don't give us
They
the floor.
have only 3 weekends that are those set dates.
They mentioned to us also with some of the competitions with the state cup rounds and stuff, they were looking to start that right away. You remember in the meeting.
But normally those 3 weekends are away games.
Is what?
Vero Cup.
823 is Vero, all right.
But you never know what they're going to do this year, so
All right,
we'll
that's
see.
cool, that's fine. Yeah, well, that's
Not
what
the
she's,
only ones
well,
that have these
I'm
field
getting to
issues.
that one for hours. So now here comes one of the big things over here. So our slam tournament, which we have advertised and posted and everything like that for December 5th to December 7th, which is right smack dab in the middle of that time period where we're planning on shutting down. It's almost to the point we just have to pick a different weekend and move forward, at least for this year. Pick a different weekend prior to October 11th, or, boy, I'm almost wanting to do it
But
this
we got
way.
West Pines and too many other stuff going on during that time.
I don't know what to do here on this.
Would we be able to have alternate field options?
I don't know. And again, a lot of it'll depend also on this, on the fingerprint thing. You know, and then, you know, it's easy to say we're going to shut down and everything for that, 3-month period or whatever it is. But what happens to, our practicing capabilities? Like, are we going to be able to obtain something like what we're doing right now with the little satellite locations? It can, I don't want to say, boy, it's almost like, I've got like Royal Palm Beach High School like listed here, but that's like right at the beginning of the season. That would just absolutely destroy the field, and I don't think.
Would we be able to make Seminole into?
Seminole that you have, is there's other groups that use Seminole
Well, that's
too?
what I'm saying. If we
Well,
had to lock it in,
Seminole on Friday night and on Saturdays would be viable options. The problem would be on Sundays because they have all the adult leagues there. Again, like until we have dates of things, like it's so impossible to plan. Like I don't want to, that's what I'm saying. If we pick a tournament date,
We get backwards,
it's still the same problem, because you can't push it so forward.
or do we just not have it all together this year and not
I
have
say
the
we wait
headache?
till next meeting. We still have some time because most people aren't going to be signing up for any tournaments or anything this early because everybody's still getting together. And hopefully between the next meeting, maybe you'll have some hard dates or close to some hard dates of what's going on.
I like to know things.
It was an option. Would we be able to lock in those dates and take Seminole for that one weekend?
But that's not, that
That's
Ron
county.
wouldn't have anything to do with
I'm
that.
gonna give a similar call tomorrow and see what we could do.
Well, I talked to Tripp about it, and he's the new person that took over for the fields. And he's the one that, because I was telling him in the event we needed something like that, that's why I know like Friday and Saturday, they'd probably be able to help us with maybe 2 fields, because they have other things going on there too.
But if you give them enough notice ahead of time,
Well, if we give them notice,
say, hey, can we lock in this weekend?
What about acreage?
well, the other thing, that was another thing, County Pines out there where they do the flag football. If we are flexible, that's something that could be an option. It's a little far.
How many fields are at Seminole?
4.
There are 4 fields, but only,
One's not lit though.
yeah, the
No
back
lighting.
one's not lit.
'Cause that's the one that we would have been using in the summer,
For practice?
but only the early slot. And as we get
I mean,
further down, it gets lighter earlier.
Seminole even be big enough for us to do the slam?
I don't know.
How many
And
teams are
then,
we talking about?
On a little side
What was it
note,
last year?
I was down from the year before.
40?
I have no idea.
I mean, I'd have to look it up.
You would end up
We use the
doing probably
whole
about
field.
32 games a day if you were at that
We
part.
finished very
If you
early last
squeezed
year,
it.
too.
It would be 32 games a day if you used all 4 fields, depending on how you break it down. That's what you'd have to.
And the game is an hour or less.
Yeah, so 32 games a day would be the max you could do if they're going to be 1-hour games on 4 fields.
I don't know, something to think about.
Excited.
Additionally, as an alternate field option, Diego and I are working on something with a friend of his. He's got just this ginormous polo facility, but it's out in Loxahatchee. And again, the distance and all that, I don't know how if that'll be a big inconvenience to everybody or not, and we're supposed to meet with him tomorrow, just to discuss when it would be available and what type of cost is associated with it. Just the most beautiful grass you've ever seen, and just acres and acres, and and you could probably put like 50 soccer fields side by side. It's just ginormous.
That'd be tough too.
Yeah, it might be tough, but,
and everything else.
yeah,
portable,
there's a lot of stuff would be, required. All right, so we've got a lot of, things to stress about until the next, month. New business, coaches and managers meeting tomorrow night, at 6 o'clock, Ron. And I think I said either 50 or 60 chairs, 3 head tables, and dry erase on that. Some things that we'll be doing over there, I'm going to go over the requirements, make sure that everybody has completed their stuff, or if they haven't, to make sure they get it done ASAP, because that's something then that I have to forward over to the village, and I also have to forward that over to the county to show that we are doing the things that we are supposed to be doing.
I'll have the updated list to you tomorrow before the meeting.
All right, that list was like awesome, all the different things on, except
The tabs on the bottom.
it only shows like this much, and then this is all black, this is all black, and then half of the spreadsheet's black on like every tab,
You using your phone doing that?
on a computer.
That's weird. I'll send you, I sent you the link with
2
all of it.
links, yeah, and click on the link, and every time you open a tab.
Well, that's because
half of it is-
I'm sharing this sheet with you. Just those 2 sheets I was only sharing, but I'm gonna share the whole workbook with you, like I did last season.
Okay, but every tab that I hit, it was the same thing,
That's what I'm
blackness
saying,
on
because
it.
it's only one sheet that you're actually opening up with that link. I just added you to the group thing, so you knew what I was doing.
All right,
But I will send the entire workbook to all of the board.
all
So
right,
everybody will be able to view it, but make no changes. And that will
Alright.
show you leagues, tournaments,
yeah, no, the information was awesome.
everything all in the
The
spreadsheet.
the requirements, the equipment, I mean, it was
Balls, everything,
fantastic,
yes.
fantastic stuff.
So that way we can keep track of everything.
You want a sign-in sheet for tomorrow's meeting?
Please, sign-in sheet. We'll ask Diego to do his little picture thing for the coaches.
Do we need to do emails and phone numbers, like contact information?
No, I have that. If you
I
put the
have
name
it, I
on
mean,
I have it.
you can if you want, in case somebody gave us a wrong number or something,
But I
that would be
have
a
it on the
secondary
workbook
thing.
right now.
Okay, so I'll just print out your workbook maybe. and
You can
put
print
shirt
out the
numbers,
workbook on a
shirt-
sheet. Yeah, it'll
and
show
then-
you managers, coaches, managers, and assistant coaches.
And then I'll get everybody's.
It should be everybody. It'll
shirt
have emails.
sizes,
You can have
everything.
them initial it, a phone number. You can have them initial it that it's correct, and if they need to make a change, they can make a change.
And tell them as a cost-cutting measure, they will be receiving pennies instead of polos this year.
No. No. Do you need everybody there tomorrow or no?
Whoever'd like to come. I didn't want
The
you
board,
guys
yeah.
not, if you want to come, it'd look good if everybody's there to show
Advisor?
support. You know,
Advisor
an
going to advise?
advisor, maybe. The advisor's about to fall asleep over there.
He just pulled the cucumber.
Oh. All right.
Just so everybody knows, I do have the first round of uniforms already in process. So the younger groups have already been started and to be numbered and all that stuff for competitive. Also, all the equipment so far, balls and all that stuff have been sent out. And everybody has what they need, along with the 3 game balls. And next thing on the agenda will be polos, pinks. And I do want to do a group pink photo like we did the one year. From
Yeah, I missed that.
Diego said he can do it with his,
The drone.
the drone.
That'd be
Have
nice.
everybody, we should be a big group.
And that, yeah, imagine how they'll first couple of times we did it, how nice that looked, and we weren't even a third of the size that we are right now. That would be an awesome
Maybe
picture.
you can get your friends from Town Crier and stuff to come. We could post it in there for,
We'll figure something out. We'll also be doing league information. Vanessa's been rounding out what their requests are for leagues. Again, we'll be making the ultimate decision on that, and trying to spread them out and make them as competitive as possible. And that goes flip-wise also. There's a couple of teams that are asking to play in bronze, which should be in gold. I'm not understanding what their mindset is on some of that.
unfortunately, with that league, it doesn't matter what you request.
Yeah, it's just in the,
Yeah, so I didn't say anything.
the fields currently, we are using Cats Field number 1, Farron, which is Royal Palm Beach Elementary School, Ewing Field, which is the cricket field. We use that on Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
This one over here?
Yeah. And Camellia, which is the softball field next to Seminole, the outfield. We've got that Monday through Friday also. Camilla's lit. Farron is lit. Cats is lit. Ewing is the only one that does not have lights. Hopefully, we will be able to secure Seminole Field number 9. And by the time we get all this other stuff done, field number 12 won't be an option because of the lighting situation, and it's going to start getting darker. So that's going to be tough. All right, we went through a lot there. Rocco, would you like to say anything, share any views, any thoughts?
I was thinking about the slam still, and does it have to be in the same consecutive 3 days?
Yeah, that would be it's just too difficult for teams to commit.
Okay, because I was thinking Friday night, consecutive Fridays.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. That would take up too much of a competitive schedule.
And
for
most
teams.
tournaments, I run a lot of tournaments.
Field space, I was
Yeah.
just thinking of days.
Yeah.
To try to fit in.
Yeah, Friday nights don't usually work out with tournaments. The tournaments that I run, usually the only thing we do on Friday nights is the local teams. But teams from down south and up north typically will not travel on that because kids are getting out of school and you got all that stuff going on too, so.
All right.
The only good thing is that this is small-sided, so it's not like middle school kids, so they do get out of school early. But I don't know what the new timing
It's
for
not
school.
changing.
Oh, it's not changing now?
Has been rescinded. The governor signed the bill 2 weeks ago.
That's fantastic.
So schools will remain the same. It's now in the power of the school districts, and Palm Beach is not changing anything.
Okay, good, okay.
All right, good. I'm not sure how some of these ideas were made up.
The idea actually came from parents down in Boca that moved from our lovely state of New York.
All right.
And they were able to get it through a local committee, and some senator put it up, and it got passed without people understanding, but they put a new bill up, and they got it through before session was done to rescind it. So now it's going to be in the hands of the districts, and we're going to stay the way we are.
Good, good.
Because they would have killed every outdoor middle school
Yeah,
program in this
and-
county, which would have been
absolutely.
horrendous.
No, Cats will be open when? Beginning of September?
Yep. Should be before.
Or I'm sorry, August 11th. It should be. Yeah, it should be. I'm so used to us starting, like it being ready when rec becomes, so it'd be August 11th then?
Yep.
All righty.
Like September.
I think that's it. Sean, anything, bud? Nope. Fernando? Nope. Amy?
Cancel slam.
Cancel slam.
We'll find a way to do it. It's a good fundraiser. We can find a way to do it.
Do you want me to get a quote for the uniforms for rec before we order them?
Yeah, but tell Chad, I'm still waiting on his response because he was supposed to get back to me after
He didn't get back to me
we
either, so.
discussed, so. Yeah, we might, yeah, that's not how you do business. I have no problem leaving Score. I
I have
have,
a bunch of people emailing me constantly
I have
wanting
no
our
problem.
uniforms.
And it is, you know, I'm as loyal
Right.
as they come when it comes
No,
to
no, mine
somebody
for
doing
comp
what they're
she won't
supposed to
do
be doing. But
I mean, she probably would. I mean, Stacy may, but it'll be just like our practice jerseys and stuff. She don't have like, you know, she makes them. We'd have to pick them and then she can design them.
just so you know, Sean, they, you know, he's saying somebody bought them out, new management or something. And so they're dictating a lot of things to him because the pricing to me is ridiculous for somebody that's been with them as long as we have. And through the hard times and how many times they begged us to stay with them and this and that. And we've always been loyal to them. And if you can't frickin' return a phone call, if you can't respond to an email, you know what? You know, go pound sand and, you know, good luck to you. Good luck to you, man.
There's
That's,
a couple of companies. Challenge Teamwear has reached out to me.
Challenge, we did Challenger 1 year. They were nice, but they were a little expensive. They were
What's the price
decent,
point
though.
you're looking for per kit?
$5.
T-shirts. Who's got the cricket?
I do have some contacts down south with some companies that do soccer uniforms and stuff, so if we run into that bind, I can reach out and they can do whatever the hell we want them to do.
Okay.
So,
We'll figure it out, but,
I mean, we probably have enough shorts.
For the next 5 years.
No.
but
we gave a lot of-
score is on the clock. Score is on the clock.
I think it's time to change.
27?
Last couple seasons, man, it's
27? Each?
Well, what would kill me is the shipment cost. So then what Chad was telling me,
not only that, no, when
Well,
they make a mistake,
25
we
to
still pay
around
for their
20.
mistakes.
well, what Chad was telling me, what I had, that was our initial order, he would not charge us for the shipment
Yeah, that's
of
what's killing us. is shipment.
of the
where are the
initial
uniforms
order.
coming from? Because if it's a local company,
California.
that's why.
You flying?
I was gonna say, if it's a local company, we can go pick them up.
That would be nice. That would be way easier.
Yeah, I'd throw everything in the back of the van, let's go get them.
I know,
She probably has
I
to go
know
somewhere
our
and just get 'em.
former vendor has been begging to do business with us
I would not go
again.
back to him.
Well, I don't think they would do the rec stuff anyways.
No, they want
They
the
want
other
they
one.
want the big money stuff.
I mean, we could do what Carmine did, but I don't know that you want to do that either, because that's not dependable.
No, that's,
He ordered like his own presentation jerseys for the boys
Oh,
through like Shein or whatever.
yeah. But this will be such a large order. It would
I
be
know. And they don't,
What price point are you looking at right now for a kit?
120.
$20 a kit for recreation?
And it comes the shirt, shorts, and the socks.
what are we at right now?
they run between 20,
27?
25 to 27, depending on the
We need a
style.
15.
So I'm with Fernando.
And how many kits you guys looking at?
Go buy your own damn
800
socks.
usually.
Yeah,
How many?
800.
Oh, because the extra ones?
Yeah, see, I think that's too many.
It helps out a lot.
Yeah, but it helps.
Because when you add those extra teams, we have it already.
I know, but it doesn't help the cost
Pocket.
stuff out at all.
That's why we need to have a local company, man. Miami.
Yeah, that's not really
You get
local to
somebody in
me.
Miami
That's,
do uniforms?
I want like Royal Palm Beach.
$820
I mean,
a
is there,
piece, that's 16
I mean,
grand.
As stupid as this sounds, like Google it or something. I mean, is there like a Royal Palm Beach company that like does this?
No,
Nope, I've already
I
looked.
Nothing. West Palm
I
Beach, something.
do know in Broward,
Advisor?
I do know in Broward, there's 2 or 3 companies down
But
there.
I
that-
want something like Palm Beach, because if we can eliminate the shipment stuff or whatever,
I can ask Stacy, Ms. Boca.
yeah, I'd
I'm on
rather
my
have,
way there. I mean, that's where I work.
but I'd rather have two separate. I'd rather have
Keep it
a
separated.
competitive vendor and a recreation vendor.
Well, with the rec stuff, we could look into it, even if it's a Broward, like I said, if they'll have it in-house, I go down and pick the stuff up in the van, and save us the shipping costs, that's not a big deal. I go down south all the time anyway.
You and Anna.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something to look into.
All righty. Boy, next meeting should be fun, huh? To come back to all these unanswered questions. That's,
So don't do anything with uniforms?
no, just drop, either leave Chad a message or email a message and say that you spoke to me. And until I hear back from him, we will not be making any orders with SCORE. That's it. And that's it. And it is what it is. And if people don't like that, you know what? They got to get used to whatever new uniforms we have. I mean, and we've had nice uniforms. They've done a nice job with us. But again, you don't do your customers like that.
Who's that other,
The guy you're talking about?
there was somebody when we went to AGM that they were like, ooh, come over here.
Yeah, but then they never got back.
Actually,
And
you
Sean
know
and
what,
I already
Bill?
had a meeting too,
When
remember?
you're
When
there,
we were there for
you do the little
uniforms,
vendor
and that
thing.
lady never got back with me.
See if there's.
One of my guys I work with has a company that does it there too.
Oh, you know what? I
reach out to Mike.
actually know who we could use. I actually know who we can use. No, and Diego was trying to turn me on with this, with the balls. Could have gotten those same balls for half the price. You remember Alex Tapper? His kid. He does this, and he gets everything from elsewhere. Yeah,
Well,
but
with the tariffs
it's
and
like,
stuff?
yeah.
What's it gonna be with the tariffs now?
No, I don't know what it is, but everything's like half the cost or whatever.
Yes, but is the
Do you know
ball
that
quality the same as
you know
what you
the
want?
ball I sent you, the Argentinian ball and all that
I
stuff?
have the newest one.
Yeah, but it was for like $15.
Yeah, you know what we paid?
Yeah, but that's still, we'd still be saving.
But it's the updated version.
I don't know what it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah,
We'll
you gotta
ask
feel it. You know how you
Diego.
are, you have to feel it.
I know. We'll ask Diego to reach out to him and see what it is. And
There was a guy that
change,
my
we have to
husband
make
used.
I do
changes.
have somebody too, local, like right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
My embroidery guy, he's been dying to do our uniforms.
What's his name? Do you remember?
Can he do the volume is the question, that's the
Yes,
big thing.
he does all hospitals and all kinds of things. He's been dying to do our. Yeah, and it's right there in Royal Palm by the farm store. In that plaza, Royal Palm Ice Cream,
I know you're talking about.
and Little Caesars.
Mine, the guy that does Jeff's work shirts, they're like dry fit, and he's near Payne. They're near Payne.
All right, so
we
we have a
get
couple options,
prices.
Let's shop around, man,
And
shop
see what
around.
they look like, you know, and give us a.
And like I said, if worse comes to worse, I got guys that have print shops that do uniforms and shirts down south, that's a phone call.
All right. And then, speaking of shopping around, Amy had given me the price lists and costs and the items that we sell in the concession stand, everything like that. I will, send you
Shanoy.
something like that, a version of it at least. And, if you can check with Cisco and Cheney Brothers and just whatever, where we can eliminate us going to pick it up on top of it. And
I'll call Nick and Cheney Brothers when you send, actually, I'll have Chief One call Nick and Cheney Brothers, I'm not gonna step in her,
Alright,
step in her area.
yeah, let's be proactive with
Yeah.
some positive changes, make us more efficient. We've always been an efficient program, and I feel like we're starting to let that slip a little bit.
Amy and I were talking about sales tax at the concession stand. Do we
Me and
want to add that into our
Yes.
prices?
We have to pay that, I mean.
Yes, so you build it into your price point, that's what I've always done in the
not on
past.
top of it, it's just gonna get taken
Yeah,
out.
so you build it in.
That is why a lot of cost is.
That's what I'm
No,
getting
but the sales tax is incorporated into a price. Well, then it's shitty pricing, like, I mean, I don't, all right,
Yeah, see-
we're done, all righty.
One thing, I'll be going to AGM the weekend of the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Is there anything anybody wants me to bring up? Because I'll be attending most of the meetings that are up there, and there's going to be some pressing topics that'll be coming up this year. One of them is going to definitely be the background checks, and the other thing that people are up in arms about right now is going to be the age thing.
The age group
So-
thing, I'm against the age group thing.
Okay.
I'm against the age group.
I will communicate that through. There will be some elections, so we definitely need to either have a proxy or whatever it is for up there. We do carry a lot of votes. And my attitude is, if they're not going to do what's good for our programs, then those people need not to be there.
I think we have the third most votes
We
in the
do.
state. Something
We
like
do.
that.
So we are a driving force if we push the issue. They need to hear what our needs are down here in South Florida, because otherwise what happens is they listen to what's going on up in the Orlando area and some of the other areas, and then we get railroaded with stuff that comes down and it ends up costing us a lot more money down here and hurting our programs.
All right. All righty. Somebody like to make a motion?
I guess I'll make a motion.
To adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn the competitive portion of the program, of the meeting, I'm sorry, at 7:43.
I'll second it.
All righty.
Meeting adjourned.
We're adjourned.